There's been a lot of upheaval in the last couple years with respect to environmental protections and what's happening in our public forests. So if I take a look at where we are today in terms of a snapshot, in terms of environmental oversights, protections, or public participation, what we have is, in terms of forestry, just this past summer, it was permanently exempted from environmental assessment. So we had that. And then just recently with Bill 229, forestry was permanently exempted from having to protect and recover species at risk. And there are over 50 species at risk in Ontario that overlap with commercial forestry operations. And these commercial forestry operations cover half the province. So the stakes are enormously high, and we will be poorer because we will not have forestry being required to protect and recover species. So there's that. And then when we look at the Environmental Bill of Rights, these are rights that the public, that you have to participate in decision making and to hold the government to account. And the government seems to be willing to circumvent these rights, sometimes even legislate these requirements out after the fact, or use omnibus budget bills to ram through legislative changes that have nothing to do with budget bills, but escape public scrutiny. And so from an environmental bill standpoint, it's really questionable. And what does that leave us with in terms of oversight of our public forests in Ontario? All we're left with now is the Crown Forest Sustainability Act. And this is from 1994, and it needs to be reformed. This act is incredibly out of date. And when you layer in that the province wants to double logging, has a deregulation agenda, is leaving the public out of decisions, and that the Crown Forest Sustainability Act disrespects Indigenous rights, and that we seem to be in the middle of a redrawing of the board where everything is tilted in favor of industry, what we're going to be left with is a rather unsettled position where we're going to get more wasteful logging practices that's not going to help us in the climate crisis. It's going to make our extinction crisis worse, and it's going to leave us in a more precarious position. And the public is going to be left out in the cold, and frankly, we're going to see more controversy and more conflict. Here are 3 ways that you can make a difference. Sign up for our updates. Get the word out using your network. Ask your MPP to implement an immediate moratorium on logging in the remaining intact forests of Ontario. You can take action using our handy website right here. Thank you.